Why, hello, everybody. This is an interesting one. Welcome back to the Monster Mash. It has been a little bit since we've done a Monster Mash video, and I'm breaking out some old footage from 3 Ultimate. This is some footage that I got a while ago, and considering that we've been on sort of a 3rd generation Monster Hunter like binge with the Let's Play, I figured why not? Let's dig up some old footage. I got something I actually want to talk about. Let's I don't know, let's try something. So and also for this video, it ended up not recording any audio of the game. I'm gonna put some music in the background or whatever. It's gonna be the music of the game, but there's just not gonna be any sound effects. I'm sure it doesn't matter for this kind of a video. So anyway, what are we talking about today? So I actually I went through, here you can see I'm trying to remember how to fucking use the Switch X in 3rd gen. This is the first time for context, this is the first time I touched this game in years at this point. So anyway, I was getting really introspective earlier today, as the day I'm recording this, I should say. And I got to thinking about a bunch of stuff. This whole thing started because I watched a video talking about one of my favorite creators. I'm not going to name them because it's not really important, but the purpose of the video was, hey, this creator in question made a video that was pretty disingenuous and had a lot of like bad faith arguments in it. And the creator who was calling out this creator in question, they were saying like, yeah, this is full of bad faith arguments. He's creating straw men and arguing against them, yada yada yada. And then it sort of ended with, because the topic of the video was about why modern gaming is kind of shit right now, and the conclusion that everybody hopefully comes to, and the one that he came to, the person who made the video I watched today, basically is just like, yeah, video games now suck, at least AAA games suck, because they're at the behest of shareholders and capitalistic, what's the word? Not motivation, just capitalist mindsets. Of like, if a game isn't a solid return on investment, then it shouldn't be worth making, when that's not true. It's art. Art is just kind of like that. This whole thing got me spiraling into, well, okay, so I have a video planned in the future on the main channel that's going to be about a hardware mod of some kind. I'm hopefully going to be recording that video soon. And I sort of went through this little spiral of, hey, is it okay for me to talk about a product that you can sell, not in the context of like it's something you need? Eventually I came to the conclusion of like, no, this is just a really cool thing that I have, and I want to talk about it, and I want to send people to the place where you can get it. But you know, my initial question is it morally okay for me to talk about products? Because at the end of the day, sorry, I'm blowing into the microphone. At the end of the day, my videos, like it or not, contribute to this sort of capitalist mindset. Because a lot of the times when I talk about things, it's about games or hardware mods or bits of tech or things that you can buy, you know? And that's true in a lot of YouTube videos. That's why like reviews are so popular. And that's like the whole thing, is that they're talking about games that you can buy right now. And eventually I came to the conclusion of, no, it's fine. I just need to like, it's better to phrase it in a way where I'm talking about something that I'm just passionate about, because it's true. You know, this is a project that I'm working, how do I say this? This is a product that I feel strongly about, that I like, you know, and I don't want to try to sell you on it. I don't care if you buy it or not. I just want to talk about it, you know, and I'm not being paid by the people who made this product I'm going to talk about. So at the end of the day, I'm still able to act with some level of integrity, right? And that led me to, okay, I was doing a lot of thinking today, man. That led me to, so like, what is even my purpose, you know? Because like, a lot of my videos are talking about products or games or whatever. So if I'm here like if what I'm doing and what I enjoy doing is just kind of an unintentional servant of this environment that I don't like being a part of, are my videos part of the problem? You know, do I lead people down bad rabbit holes? Do I force people? Do I make people go further online and just become worse versions of themselves? You know, is my passion project negatively affecting other people? And at the end of the day, I came to the conclusion of like, no, I don't think so, because my videos are not intended to spark negative reactions. And I don't want I actively want people to stop going on social media and shit. And I want to make videos talking about that. And I want to make videos talking about like my experiences and shit, because that is art, right? Not even the video I made recently talking about the computer problems I've had recently. That's a pretty good example where that video really doesn't have a point per se, but it's just me talking about the things that have gone wrong on my computer and what I did to fix them. And there was no grand message behind it. There was no lesson. There was no tutorial. There was none of that stuff. It was just me talking about what I've been through. And I was thinking about that more, and it's like, well, that pretty much is art. I know it's like kind of pretentious and fart sniffy of me to be like, oh man, me talking about my fucking computer problems on YouTube, that's actually art. What I mean by that is the purpose of art is to enrich our lives, potentially resonate with us, and make us reflect on our own choices and our own actions, you know? And if someone watches that video and like they see all the shit that I've gone through and how I was able to fix it, you could have wildly different reactions based on, you know, what kind of experience you have and where you come from. If you're someone who's never touched Linux in their life, your response to that video might be, ah, shit, Linux is kind of fucking dodgy and weird, and like it's got all this weird shit behind it, and you gotta learn all this stuff with it. Nah, no thanks. Or you could be an experienced Linux user yourself, and you could see that video and say, oh, yeah, no, I mean, I've gone through these problems too. I would have done it this way. I would have done this that way. And there were some responses like that in the comments, and that was really cool. And like that, the fact that you can have all these different reactions, and the fact that people resonated with that video at all, is kind of a less, I don't want to say lesser. I don't want to sell myself short like that. I'm trying to be nicer to myself. I don't want to say it's art, but I want to say that it elicits similar feelings to actual pieces of art. You know what I mean? And that, what I'm getting to, the title of this video, is that's kind of like what my purpose is, you know, to make art and to make things that resonate with people and to teach people different things they might not know, introduce them to new concepts and things like that. And I feel like that's what my purpose is. And the word purpose is kind of used in an interesting way nowadays. In my opinion, I don't think purpose is strictly given to you, and this could be by anything, by like your place of worship. It could be your family, your community, your friends, whatever. It's your community on Twitch or whatever, or YouTube. I feel like that purpose isn't strictly given to you, right? Because the world is chaotic, you know, and shit just kind of happens, you know, the whole it is what it is kind of thing. The fact that we're here to talk about this stuff, the fact that you are sitting here watching this, the fact that I am sitting here essentially talking to you or whoever else may be watching this at this time, is a miracle. You know, our sentience, our existence is just a grand anomaly in the grand scheme of the universe. At least until proven otherwise, you know, like we don't know if there's anything else out there. We've never even seen aliens before. Or at least we normal people have. I don't know, maybe some government agency somewhere has seen aliens and they've talked to them. I don't fucking know. I'm not here to get into conspiracy theories. But for the sake of this video, we don't know what's out there. For all we know, we could be alone in this universe. Oh my god, excuse me, my nose is getting stuffy. It's cold outside. We could be alone in the universe. But us being alone in the universe might not be such a bad thing, because, how do I say this? The sheer randomness of the universe breathed life into us, and that randomness allows us to be the sort of like storytellers of the universe, you know? We've recorded things, we've written things down, we understand like really fascinating concepts about the world around us and the universe, be them through physics, math, chemistry, all these different fields of study. Astronomy, you know? We understand so much, yet so little. And it's genuinely like amazing that we know as much as we do, even if it's this infinitesimally small bit of knowledge about the universe. The fact that we know all of this stuff and we were just specks of dust in a fucking puddle, you know, a few billion years ago, like that's pretty wild, you know? And maybe we don't, like, obviously we don't know everything, right? But there's no, us being alone in the universe means that there's no authority to say what we figured out is right or wrong. You know, essentially we're the authority on that. This is all a huge roundabout thing for me to say. Purpose isn't given to us, but it's something that, like, we have to build for ourselves. You know what I mean? Your purpose in life is something that you just kind of have to figure out, because no one else is going to give it to you. You know, there are people out there who might say they're giving it to you, but, like, is that really a purpose worth living for if it's not something that you personally care about? And that's kind of the conclusion I came to today. And I was thinking more and more about it. I might stop going to therapy, honestly, because one of the things that I learned recently, and I don't know how true or you know, I don't know how true this is, but it turns out that, so normally when people think about motivation and attitude change and behavior change, usually the story is you get motivated enough to change your actions and thus change your life. And you initially need to have that motivation to do it. When in reality, and I can actually speak from personal experience that this is kind of the case. I'm still learning, obviously, but what is more likely is the inverse of that. So if you change your behavior and you change your way of thinking on certain things, then that alone can bring motivation to further develop yourself as a person. I've been, you know, going to therapy has helped me out quite a bit because it's gotten me thinking about my thinking. And I'm sort of readjusting my thought processes on a lot of things. And that alone has made me, like, way more excited to get shit done. I would be scared to make videos. I would be scared to try new things. I would be scared to do a lot of things. And I still am, to some extent. But, you know, my epiphany that I had today was that if I don't challenge myself, then I'm not growing. And that kind of is the theme of my year, right? Because I don't do New Year's resolutions. I instead do what's called a yearly theme. It's something that I heard about from CGP Grey a few years ago, and honestly, I kind of like it more than New Year's resolutions. And I think my theme for 2024 is growth, not just here on YouTube in terms of my channels growing and, you know, making bigger and better content and doing all this stuff, but also growing as a person. You know, as sad as it is to say, I will fully admit that I've kind of fallen behind in terms of life. I'm not going to get into the specifics here because that's, like, not information I'm willing. That's not stuff I want to talk about online, but I will say that I've fallen behind quite a bit. And if I just sit here and feel bad about myself, then I'm not going to grow and I'm not going to become a better person. So I'm challenging myself in very specific ways. I'm applying for a new job, which hopefully I get. I know one of the guys who used to work there, so, like, maybe that could be something. And then I'm going to put a down payment on a new car, and I'm going to start making car payments and shit like that. And, you know, having that fire under me the whole time is definitely going to You know, adding more spending on, like, more monthly bills on me, that's definitely going to challenge me more, you know? Because the past, like, 3 years have been, I'll say, stagnant. I haven't really done much, you know? Like, I've been working at the coffee shop for about a year-ish. Before then, I didn't even have a job. And I would just sit here and make the same videos I would always make. I would change things up here and there. I'd experiment with new kinds of videos, but, you know, me at like 24, honestly. Near the start of the pandemic, actually. Me at the start of the pandemic was a very similar person to the me that I am now. And whether that's due to me, like, being a close to final version of myself already, or the fact that I just didn't do anything in the past 3 years, like 4 years, whatever it is. Either way, it's still not something that I want to keep doing. And this motivation for me doing this, right, comes from me thinking about my thinking and understanding, you know, what I enjoy doing, why I enjoy doing it, you know, looking into how things work in society, how societies work. Like, art is important. And I think the reason that a lot of Americans and a lot of Western countries think that it's not is just because they're not seeing the bigger picture, in my opinion. Art is not, I don't know where you live. I don't know how your community or your country thinks about art, the arts. But for a lot of people out here, especially older people, art is seen as, like, meaningless. And I personally don't think it is. I think that art plays a vital role in enriching the human experience. And if you didn't have that enrichment, life would be super boring and super dystopian. You need to have that enrichment in your life. And even though I'm not going to sit here and claim that I'm some fucking grand auteur artiste because I'm making videos about Monster Hunter on the internet, like, I'm not saying that. Please don't think I am. What I'm doing can still be something you as a viewer can resonate with. And the reason I know that is because that was me, you know? And I'm not a unique person. People share my opinions on stuff. So if I can sit here and be personally inspired by YouTubers to make more stuff, then who's to say you can't be motivated by me? And that is cool to think about. I think that that's cool that I have the potential, doing what I do now, to make someone else inspired enough to create their own thing, whatever that may be. Or even try something new and expand their horizons. I've seen comments from people saying that, hey, I tried Linux because of you. And some people are like, yeah, I'm sticking with it. It's actually pretty cool. I'm having a good time. And then others are like, it wasn't really for me, and I didn't really appreciate it, and I have some software that is still on Windows, and I need it for stuff. And I'm like, you know what? That's fine, too. At least you sitting there and trying Linux is still challenging yourself. It's still something new. It's still expanding your horizons. And I want to do that more this year. And I want to inspire that more this year. Because I think that that's important, you know? I mean, you know, through this, like, sort of, I don't want to say meditation, but, like, it essentially was sitting in my car with big headphones on listening to smooth jazz. Smooth jazz really gets your fucking mind racing, dude. I swear. But, yeah, that's what is important to me. On my arm, I have the word create in Bionicle font, in the Bionicle language. And the reason I have it, I might have talked about this already, but the reason I have it, it's important to this, it's pertinent, you know, it's relevant. The reason I have it is because it's meant to be a reminder of what my purpose is. And I may not have had the best way to describe it back then, but now I do. Because I got this tattoo like maybe a year ago, a little bit over a year ago. So, yeah, like, no matter what I'm doing, no matter where I am in life, no matter what is going on around me, as long as I'm still making things, I know I'm doing something right. And I'm not in it to make a bunch of money. I'm not in it. I mean, money would be nice, obviously. Money's important, and it's good to keep the lights on and be able to buy food and shit. But I'm not looking to be a fucking millionaire YouTuber type and, you know, shove a bunch of ads in my shit, in my videos and my works, and just, you know, talk about products and be a shill and do all this fucking bullshit. I don't want that out of my content. And I've never wanted that, but now I like understand why I don't want it more. I want, and for the longest time, dude, I have been thinking about this, and in the back of my head, I was just thinking like, man, this is stupid. What I'm doing is stupid, and it doesn't matter, and I'm not contributing to society, and I'm not being a good person by doing what I'm doing. And I'm sure a lot of people out there can think the same. I'm sure a lot of people out there think the same way about this, because on the surface, yeah, oh shit, my Discord went off. Oops. On the surface of it, yeah, if you know, if you were raised your whole life to think that arts don't matter, and that it's terribly sorry, I'm just trying to turn on streamer mode right now. If you were raised in a society that didn't value the arts and didn't value that enrichment, then yeah, of course you would think that whatever you're doing that isn't productive is, you know, a waste of time. That's one of the things that I always think about, because when I'm, you know, listening to my therapist, or I'm listening to other people online talking about mental health, they always bring up this concept of productivity. And even people who ask, like, people ask all the time, how do I be more productive? Maybe we don't need to be. Maybe we need to be productive enough to keep society running, but we also crave that enrichment of our lives through art. Why do you think movies and music and video games and comic books, why do you think all of these art forms over the years have made so much fucking money? People crave this shit. They value it. It's important. Even if people don't want to admit it or understand it. My point is, the arts are important. You can gain enrichment from things that aren't traditionally viewed as art. If you're inspired by someone, you're inspired by someone. It doesn't matter where they come from. It doesn't matter what they do. If you look at a person's actions and see what they're doing and think, that's pretty cool, I think I'm gonna try something similar. You know, I think that's still enrichment. You know, minus, now that I'm thinking about it, it's like, oh, well, what if that something is killing hookers in Las Vegas? Maybe don't do that. I don't think that counts as enrichment. I just want to make people's lives better. And if my life is anything to go by, my life has definitely improved from not just watching these people, but getting inspired by them and wanting to do similar things. If that's what my life has been like, then who's to say, you know, your life can't be like that? Maybe it is. Maybe you're inspired by me, and that's cool. And I'm glad you're inspired by me, if that's the case. Because this is what I want, you know? I think the world is in a bad spot right now. And there's a bunch of reasons why I think that is. But I think if we all just sort of sit down and think about how we affect each other and try to inspire each other instead, try to create things, try to, like, yeah, just create things, I guess. If we all just maybe stop and do that every once in a while, maybe things will get better. Maybe we'll understand each other better. Maybe we can actually work together as a fucking team, as a species for once. So I'm just trying to think about how I'm gonna wrap this up. I guess what I'll leave you with is just get off social media. It's not good for your brain. Make something. Whatever that may be. Even if you think it's dumb, even if you think you're bad at it, even if you think that no one's gonna like it. You can draw. You can fucking make music. You can do what I do, you know? You can make, you can make people laugh. Humor is like a universal language, you know? So if you're sitting here making videos on YouTube, you're gaining a skill. Not just technical skills like editing or production or script writing or whatever. You're gaining an ability to make people laugh. And that's super important. So yeah, like, as long as we all just occasionally sit and make something and try to enrich each other's lives, maybe things will get better, you know? And that's kind of what I want this year to be about. It's about growth, you know? Enrichment isn't just, haha, funny, and then walk away. It's, think about it, you know? Maybe try to do something yourself, you know? Enrichment, growth, becoming better versions of ourselves, you know? I feel like that's a good place to end off on, but I'm just gonna ruin this ending here because this video is taking a bit long. Anyway, have a good day, everybody.